Dave Rubin's fans understandably get upset when people like me point out his inconsistent record of political opinions and complete ideological shifts as soon as he began receiving funding from right-wingers like Dennis Prager and the Koch brothers. I say that their dismay is understandable because no one wants to feel like they've been persuaded to believe things by a complete and utter fraud. I get that, but let's call him out anyway. Rubin claims that his political awakening is genuine, even though he struggles to explain and defend his radical ideological changes. For example, in my years working alongside Rubin, he seemed very much in favor of government regulations on big businesses, which is a very different take from the anti-government talking points he failed to defend on Joe Rogan's podcast.
When people things up and short things and do things terrible, they're not thinking logically.
I think it's the government that they're like, the government gave me this regulation, so that's why I'm gonna do it right.
If you're not gonna have regulation, what is the solution if someone does something that's illegal?
Now everybody is walking around with Snapchat and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of the stuff would be exposed more so that all of the things that we've been talking about for the last couple hours about people getting involved, a lot of the things I think would start self-regulating.
They will say, you know what, we should pay $772 million in fines and restitution because we're regulating ourselves. I'm sure that would have happened, right?
Is there an example of self-regulation ever working? Really? I mean, has it ever worked? Doesn't it automatically go awry by definition?
I don't know, Dave. Doesn't it automatically go awry when it comes to self-regulation? Okay, all right. Some people do become more conservative on fiscal and regulatory issues as they get older. I mean, Rubin's timing is a little suspicious given how much his opinions changed right after he began that partnership with Learn Liberty, which is funded in part by the Koch brothers. But what about some of his other opinions? When Rubin and I were close colleagues, I remember having many conversations with him about the hideous treatment of the trans community, which he felt was unacceptable. When transgender activist Janet Mock appeared on CNN to share the story of her transition, Rubin was highly supportive of her, tweeting, quote, "Hey, Janet Mock, David Janet," that's his husband, "and I are incredibly proud of you." After I had filmed an episode with Janet Mock on the now defunct Take Part Live, Rubin tweeted to both of us, writing, quote, "How was Take Part Live? Love that you met Anna Kasparian, two of my faves." Now his views are a little different. Now, he claims he kind of supports the trans community as long as the government isn't passing laws to protect them, because according to him, that's just government overreach. After North Carolina passed a law banning transgender individuals from using bathrooms that fit their gender identity, several athletic teams and companies refused to do business there. Rubin felt that the political activism was just overblown.
First off, transgender people are an absurdly tiny minority within the country and the world. This doesn't mean they should be ignored, but the virtue signaling coming from celebrities and pundits was totally overblown. Why should all of the people of North Carolina be punished for the actions of their governor? Yeah, they voted him in, but should every politician's decision decide how a whole state full of individual people is treated? I don't think so.
So in essence, self-proclaimed free speech warrior Dave Rubin is upset that celebrities and athletes took a principled political stand against the transphobic laws in North Carolina. Free speech isn't exactly Rubin's favorite thing, unless he gets to exploit lazy talking points about it for profit. Got it. Since we're on the topic of speech, I remember when Rubin, a former comedian, was very offended by gay jokes. In fact, he felt there were some instances where comedians would go too far in poking fun of certain communities. Here's an example.
The James Franco Comedy Central roast was last week, and it takes a lot for me to get offended. I am a comedian. I believe in free speech. I honestly can't remember the last time I was truly offended by words and not actions. But I was watching this thing, and it was just an endless onslaught of gay joke after gay joke after gay joke.
Didn't like the gay jokes then. Now that Rubin gets his bills paid by libertarians like the Koch brothers, all of a sudden criticizing gay jokes is outrageous. Here's Michael Brooks explaining where Rubin stands now.
And I saw today, though, that he was bitching on Twitter about, like, I don't know, Family Guy isn't gonna do gay jokes anymore. Some that, like, honestly, I wouldn't even know one way or another if I wasn't looking to make fun of Dave Rubin. And I saw that tweet and I was like, oh, I guess like, his Amazon clear-cutting reading time obviously got interrupted by the breaking news that Seth MacFarlane's like cartoon that is apparently still running on television isn't going to do like 2005 gay jokes anymore.
Brooks is right. In the middle of the longest government shutdown in US history, Rubin tweeted in response to news that Family Guy is phasing out jokes about gay people by writing, quote, "First they came for Apu, and I said nothing." And then followed that tweet with, "Hey, Seth MacFarlane, would love to have you on the show to talk comedy, free speech, and political correctness." So now this is where things get good. Progressive commentator and TYT partner Sam Seder of The Majority Report replied to this thread about Family Guy, writing, "Hey, Rubin Report, would love to have you on to talk about the same." Seder has been asking Rubin for a debate or a conversation for more than a year now. I also offered to debate Rubin during last year's Politicon. Didn't get an answer back. It's important to know all of this as you watch the November 2018 clip that I'm about to show you.
How can we get the most diverse group of people to speak? Like, I'm thinking about something from the intellectual dark web to speak there. I think it's great if we can get Alan Dershowitz. Just how can we get diversity of thought?
So why is it that this new right, or whatever you want to call it, young conservative group, whatever it is, why is it that you guys are able to do this? And I see virtually none of this on your counterparts on the left.
That's not true. I mean, the left has organized and mobilized the youth. Just right now, we are.
Well, I mean, no, but I'm talking about diversity of thought. Like, where are they bringing in people that they even mildly disagree with? I'm not talking about scary conservatives. I'm talking about old school liberals. Where are they inviting them to just have an interesting conversation?
The left.
Oh, where are they inviting them, Dave? Look, while Dave Rubin incessantly claims the left is afraid to speak to people they disagree with, the reality is that he's been dodging calls for a debate with Sam Seder for quite some time now. In fact, one of his viewers paid $100 on YouTube Super Chat to ask him to debate Sam Seder. The question read, "Dave, this is a very brave move on your part. Kudos. Have you heard about the SJW nonsense on the Majority Report where they keep challenging you to a debate? You should have Sam on and totally destroy him in the battle of ideas. Proceeds could go to charity." Watch how Rubin reacted to the question as he read it live on his show.
"Hey Dave, this is a very brave move on your part. Kudos. Have you heard about the SJW nonsense on the? I don't even care about those guys. It really just honestly doesn't matter. Viva la free speech. Good luck, Dave. You Patreon. All right, I'm reading these live.
Oh, but it does matter, Dave. You know it matters. And that was embarrassing. And I love it. There's even a fundraising effort to call Rubin out on all of this. A GoFundMe page has raised more than $1,500 for a billboard in LA that includes the hashtag #DebateSamSeder. Look, it's one thing to pretend like your current political positions are genuine and not influenced by your donors. It's another thing to lie and paint the left as scaredy cats who can't handle a debate with a dimwit. Because obviously that's not the truth. People want to debate you, you just haven't been responding to them or have denied the debates. He speaks with such conviction when sharing his newfound libertarian opinions, yet he turns down all opportunities to explain and defend them. If people were accusing me of being a fraud who didn't actually believe the things I say, I would jump at the chance to defend myself and my political views. Rubin is unwilling to because it's not easy to defend your politics when you're simply paid to regurgitate someone else's political thoughts. Oh, you know you want to see more videos like this. Just subscribe to the channel below. And don't forget to become a TYT member and download the TYT Plus app on your phone. Head over to tyt.com/join today.